Hey guys, now that we're in the backlinking and tracking business, we see exactly what we're doing and we have the tools to control it. So we can literally move websites up to the front page and really dominate. And then those guys start getting the calls. They're willing to pay for the leads or they're willing to pay monthly. And that's a lot of money. Let me explain how simple that is. What does it mean when you see a graph like this? I mean, this should mean money, right? We go from the bottom of page 3 to the bottom of page 1. Say we double that effort. So like another month will get us halfway up page 1 and another month will get us to the top of page 1 for the stack of keywords that we're working on. By the way, this is not one keyword we're tracking. This is a combination of 18 keywords. So yeah, when you're seeing that the average across the 18 keywords is doing this, right? That's not coincidence. It's not a fluke. It means an actual fundamental shift, okay? And then same here, there's a much more aggressive, much more competitive, broader scope project. And the guy started it with like landing page website. He had us do basically one page websites for him. So now he realized to expand it into full size websites now that he sees what's going on. Okay, so this is a more aggressive, longer term project, but not really. It's like once we have the content in place to create the side pages for those sites pointing in at them, the score will go up when Google sees that. So again, there will be some jogging up and down Google Dance stuff, but then this guy's going to shoot straight up. Okay, so really, really cool. Much bigger, more involved project, definitely more expensive than this one. But what's it mean money-wise? What does something like this mean if you were backing this project and taking the rewards from it? It would mean this, okay? We got this lady who was at the bottom of page 3, but she's got a really cool website. People come, they check out her prices. All right, so she's in our system. We never touched her website, but we're checking the rank in her area, okay? So she never gave us access to her website. Everything we did with these websites, we never touched their websites. We did all the work from the outside pointing in. So anyway, keywords. So we looked up keywords in her area to get her up on. These are really good keywords, okay? So if you're taking a look at stuff like mobile makeup artist, yeah, she travels and does the work on site. Really high demand keyword, okay? Mobile makeup artist near me on a mobile phone. Mobile makeup artist near me on desktop. Okay, they're not the same ranking results. Check your phone and your desktop sometime and you'll realize they're different results. So yeah, getting her up on all this stuff, really, really important. So what's that mean? Well, usual cost for a job, usually she's not doing one person when she arrives at an event, she's doing a bunch of people. And so there's a charge for each guy. And you can usually say her typical job is probably about $500, takes half a day. And so she does probably 2 of these a day. Okay. So she makes like $1,000 a day. Now, just driving around doing makeup and hair. Okay. So not much in the way of tough costs, lipstick, right? And so on. That's about it. She probably even sells some of that stuff to people while she's on the spot because, who wants to use somebody else's lipstick? But past all that, if you like the color, you're going to want the lipstick to keep doing it for the next week, right? Having said that, how much would she normally pay to get $1,000 worth of work a day so she doesn't have to talk to people about, if you know anyone that needs makeup, call me or tell them to come to me. I'm great. Please refer me, So she doesn't have to do that because her website's just naturally getting people to call because they like what she's pitching. Then that's $1,000 a day, easy money, right? Just go do the jobs and be nice to the people. A couple of jobs a day. That's really cool. So let's say it's like every 2 calls gets her a job. Okay, like every other call, she has to turn down for some reason. But if we're just saying that, we're saying 4 calls lands her 2 jobs because now they're calling her, right? She's not cold calling. They're calling her. So they're already pretty sold by the time they call her. And her prices are fine. So anyway, let's say she's paying like $15 a call. Well, she's paying for 4 calls to get 1,000. So she's paying $60 a day to get $1,000 a day in sales, right? Let's say she works 20 days a month. Well, $60 a day times 20 days a month is $1,200. Okay, $1,200. So if you tied that deal together and you funded it and we showed her the before and after and she was surprised and realized she wants it, right? And she'd be willing to pay, for example, $50 a lead to keep it so you don't have to redirect all those backlinks to a competitor who's willing to pay that money. Because anyone stuck on page 3 would love to have this for them, right? But you're only trying to work with one client in one area at a time to keep it exclusive. So we're not competing with the client. We're trying to help the client only. What's that mean? That means that you're making like $1,200 for landing her retail. You're paying us how much? How much do you think it costs to make this happen? Okay, I'll show you. The amount of backlinks and the amount of effort comes to, if you go to website-installer.com, right? You guys know how to get this for wholesale, right? For any project you want under the sun. Whether it's something you're offering, like your ClickBank project or your Shopify project or your affiliate project, or if you have a business of your own you're trying to promote, like you're a window washer or a cleaner, roofer, anything, or it's your boss's business and you want to help them so you can get yourself off the shop floor into the office with a job babysitting the website. Wouldn't that be awesome? And that really means you're paying us to babysit the website, so you're paying us to make a much better paycheck and you don't need to know much about what you're doing. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? So there are a lot of ways to pull that off. What did it cost to get her up there? Well, let's go to professional services. I'll just walk you through this. Originally, we started with 25 websites. Then we tacked on like another 10, all right? And then later went after some more keywords. But we got her through the same stack of 35, but then we got her to the bottom of page 1. So we're going to have to do that thing one more time to really push her to the top of page 1. Okay, it's going to be like 2 more months, but there you go. So that would be like this. This right here, okay, twice gets you probably to the top of page 1 or the middle of page 1. One more time will get you to the top. So that's like $500, 3 payments will probably do it, like $1,500 all in, and then you start making $1,200 a month. Okay, do you have to keep paying $500 a month to maintenance that account once it's there? No, because you could go into maintenance mode after that. Once you're there, like let's say this did take 1, 2, 3 months anyway. Say it even took 4 and you had to spend $2,000. Okay, but after that $2,000, she's at the top of page 1. You're making $1,200 a month. How much do you have to pay? Well, you did that 4 times, so that's 40, 80, 160 websites. So maintenance mode is $1 per month per website. Okay, so you don't need this anymore for that project. You can drop it, right? We'll give you a custom button for $160 a month. And when you're paying $160 a month, what do? We keep refreshing the material on all those pages that keeps her up there. Okay, so that the pages stay fresh so she stays up there, right? So that's pretty much it. Now, it could be that over the next few months, some of her competitors climb higher and you need to throw in some more websites. So what would you do? You would just tack that on, or maybe this on, for 1 month so that we can get that into the game. And then this becomes, instead of $160 a month, now it's like $180 a month. And you're like rebearing your competitors as they try to rise. Isn't that neat? So what do you think you're doing if you're landing that client and you're getting that retail and you're making this wholesale? Come back and get more projects for anything under the sun. Now, what if you're doing it for yourself? Same thing, okay? Just be smart about what you're signing up for, because you can do this and it can take a long time or a little time, okay? Here's what I mean. Niche project, but in a small town, 125 a month. Niche project in multiple towns or cities, $250 a month. Medium competition project in one area, about $500 a month. Medium competition project in multiple areas, about $750 a month. High competition area in one or competition industry or whatever in one area, about $1,000 a month. $1,250 will be high competition in multiple areas. Okay. And you're doing that because high competition, multiple areas means there's a lot of money coming out of that, which means those guys have been fighting for a long time. They each have hundreds of backlinks from quality websites. You need to get hundreds of backlinks too, spread across quality websites. Okay, 100 new referral websites with 6 pages each, with at least 1 or 2 backlinks to you, is like 1,200 backlinks per month being added your way. Okay, a lot of your competitors are kind of in that game, but we're doing it with really top quality websites. And once you do that, you can drop to maintenance mode. because now you're just paying $100 a month, maybe 200 a month, maintenance mode to keep this thing floated up at the top wherever whenever this thing gets high enough for you to let off, and then just go to maintenance mode. Ain't that awesome? And then you're still making your retail, and then take on a new project. Okay. There you go. Now, those of you who want to go out and do your own work, there's different ways to do it. You could talk to a lady you found on page 3 for any keyword, and then maybe they want to pay you retail for you to push her all the way up, right? And tell her you're going to send her the reports, because we can do that. We can generate the report for your project, so you can show her the screenshot without her knowing anything about who we are. She'll see like this and some other stuff, for backlinks and keywords over time. But what she won't see is that it came from us. We would actually send this to you. Then you can send it to her, right? And it would just be non-branded. All right, having said that, that's pretty awesome. So another way to do it, surprise people. You pick them up and then do the before screenshots and the after. This tracking is all you need, right? We'll just send it to you. And show it to them and say, hey, do you want to keep it? Start paying me $500 a month. Start paying me $1,000 a month. Start paying me $1,200 a month. And they'll say, okay. And for anyone who says, no, can't, wouldn't, or I already have too much business, guess what you do? You take this and you show it to somebody else along with the list of keywords, right? And say, this is what we did, and you show someone else. And then when they say, I want that, fine. Then we're going to take all those backlinks and just switch who they point at. That way Google will see that this person's losing those backlinks while the other person, someone else, is going up for them. Okay? How's that for awesome? Now, having said that, this is a much more aggressive thing. This is not $125 a month. This is $1,250 a month. Over and over again, okay? This is big business, millions of plastic cards being printed, like per year maybe, and climbing. And this is nationwide plus international. So this is huge, all right? So just realize to be realistic about what you're trying to achieve. By the way, this guy only rose from 29 to 24 so far, but there's a very definite reason why. The websites we made for him, he wanted all the links in the menu to go directly to his related pages, right? So that whoever lands on our sites, anything they click, they're automatically on his pages. Well, that's great, but it means the only page from these websites that belong to the site is a home page. So it's like we created a lot of landing pages for him. Shouldn't have been that way. But I discussed that with him. He understands what's going on there. He sees the value of this. He wants it to climb higher. And so he's paying for content. We're putting content up through all of his websites. So they're all going to be really powerful. And they're all going to point in at him anyway. But they're going to be multi-page websites in every case. So this thing's going to shoot way up, okay, on lots of keywords. Again, this is an aggregate. I forget how many keywords we have in this sample here. We'll put in a lot more, just backlink them all, make sure this guy's showing up for all these different keywords at the top, okay? So, when you're paying, you might be like, how many months does it take? The answer is it's kind of an unknown. That's why we always say go higher when you start, okay? Go as high as you're comfortable going per month, and then the graphs are going to lag, but just watch that you're growing, okay? And then sooner or later, you're going to really crank. And then at that point, the question is that high enough, or do you want to go a little further? Do you want to crank to there or crank even higher? Crank even higher, okay? So it's up to you. Then once you're as far up as you want to go, then you can pause that thing and slip into maintenance mode, okay? So just take the number of websites you got, 60 times 5 even. If you're at something that's paying you like $6,000 a month, and it was 60 times 5 or 300 backlinking sites that got you there, then what is that? That's, what do we say? 60 times 5, 300. Then you're going to drop in a maintenance mode. It'll be $300 a month to maintain it, to maintain that income stream of $5,000 a month. Okay. That's what this is for. This entire thing we're doing is this massive portfolio based on website returns. Now, for those of you guys going through the dispatch center, of course, you're sharing the lead revenue, right? Because there are other people landing the sales. You're not landing the sales. So when you go through the dispatch center, you get your cut, which we're going to make sure is at least a threefold return on the amount you're paying per month after the first couple of months, 3 months, say, maybe 4. of growth, right? But you'll see what's going on in these graphs. You'll realize what's happening, okay? And most of the graphs are going to look like this, not like this. Again, the reason for this is the guy wanted the sites done in a way we would never normally do. So our sites are going to do like this, okay? Just got to be aware of what's going on. Even back here, when you're like, is anything happening? You will see it in other ways. You will see the keywords start to jump up and down. That's true. But you'll see some other things. You'll see the number of backlinks increase. You'll see domain authority rise. And you'll see page authority rise. And you'll realize we're getting there. And then pretty soon, you're going to see that Google dance. And then you'll see a jump. You might see a manual review. And then you'll be in the game and rising again. Okay? That's how that works, right? So everyone coming through Dispatch Center, we want you at least 3 to 4 times, well, 3 times profitable within 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 times within 3 to 4 months would be a realistic way of seeing that, okay? That's awesome. That means you build it up and then it starts paying you. It's like any other project, right? And then what do you do with the money you make? Get more positions in more industries, in more areas. What do you think we know now? Well, if nothing else, we know how to rank a makeup artist, don't we? Right? Like this is total proof for a makeup artist. That means we can just get the keywords for every next client we want. We can choose any next city. You know, it could be like Wellington, New Zealand, right? Bridal makeup Wellington. It could be Melbourne, Australia. Bridal makeup Melbourne. It could be bridal makeup Denver. Bridal makeup Toronto, Canada. And what's that mean? We can go after all these areas and stick with the same keyword mix, pointing backlinks at those other guys, right? Similar size cities, similar size costs, similar size return, okay? Similar amount of competitiveness, so similar size results. And what's that mean? Just wash, rinse, repeat. Keep going for more metro areas. How many do you want? You want 10? Pay $12.50 a month, and we'll do 10 of these cities at the same time. That means you wind up with 10 of these paying you. Okay, so you put them all in a maintenance mode and you pick up those 10 income streams of $1,200 each per month. It's $12,000 a month. That's definitely doable already because we did this. Okay, and because we did this with landing pages, you can rest in one of the most competitive industries out there. You can rest assured that we can do this now with about everything because we can see what we're doing and control it. All right. I just want to make that point clear. Definitely get in the club, okay? Get something on a roll so we can start building it for you. If you don't know what you want, put choose for me. But just go to website-installer.com, hit professional services, okay? Then when you're here, go through this stuff, okay? You can like click on these things and see what they're for if you want. It's kind of older. This is a dated video. I should replace it by now. This is how it works. Very simple rules, simple to understand. And then down here, choose your weapon and just be realistic. Something niche, small area, right? Something niche, multiple areas. Something medium competition, one area. Medium competition, multiple areas. High competition, one area. High competition, multiple areas. And that's just the way to think about it, okay? So put in your email and either put choose for me, or if you know what you want this to be for, you can put in a website. We'll just start promoting that website for their keywords and we'll check out their pages and get backlinks to each of them. So we'll just do that. So you can pick anyone. Page 3 of any keyword. Somebody that you want to shove to page 1 so you can show them you did it. And they are all of a sudden definitely going to want to hop on that plan. If they're at the bottom of page 1 and they can look up a couple keywords and see it, and they want you to get them to the top of page 1. So all you have to do is show them you were on page 3, now you're on page 1. Here are the screenshots, before and after. Do you want us to keep going, get you to the top of page 1 so you start really getting paid? Pay. we need more money to keep this thing going and growing, okay? But we made our point, right? We got you here for free on your part. Now, if you want to keep this and keep going, right, then you start paying and we'll do it. So if you land the deals, you get all the revenue. If you create these sites for yourself, you get all the revenue. If you create the sites for yourself and your partners, I'm guessing you're splitting that revenue. Otherwise, if you don't want to do any work at all, you just want to pay so that we can make it happen, you pay, we'd run it through whatever's best and brightest through the dispatch center, okay? Metro areas where the big industry's there, that makes sense to grow in. And you'll get your cut, and it will be within 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 times what you're paying per month. Okay. And if the metro area we give you isn't producing that much yet, we'll give you more metro areas. What do you think we're really doing is you're making payments? We're getting a few extras started that are not really available for the public. They're just there until we decide who to give them to make sure everyone's making at least 3 times their money. Okay. Within a few months. So that's cool. Get in, get going, help us build this. The more people that hop in and help us build it, the faster we all get rich. It's that simple. We've got 80 industries anyway, plus anything else we want to rank. We can just give it to the dispatch center and see if they'll land the deals, right? If they land the deals, they get their cuts. If you do it direct, you make more money. But that's just the difference between those of you interested in sales and those of you who are thinking maybe later, but right now I just want to do the first projects and have you make me, like 3 times as much money after the first, say, 3 to 4 months on a consistent basis. And then you can just drop in a maintenance mode. So it winds up being a lot more. Like say you're paying $1,000 a month and then you're making $3,000 a month after the first 3 payments. Okay. So by like the 4th, 5th month, you're actually making $3,000 a month. That's really profit, after all of this. But guess what? That would be 80 times, what is that? 4 months? So 360. You're going to drop in a maintenance mode. You're only going to pay 360 to maintain that 3,000 a month. Do you get it? Does that make sense? That's the whole thing, right? There you go. And what do you do with the extra profit? Why 3 times, by the way? Because 1 time recovering that is break even. Again, that means you're doubling your money. Instead of you handing us $250 a month, say, or you handing us $500 a month, we're handing you $250 a month, or we're handing you $500 a month. Because you're paying us 1 to get 2 back. Why 3? Because 3 allows you to start another one. Or 2 of those. Whatever projects. Think about the size of the projects, the competitiveness of the projects. Maybe you want to double up what you're getting from here to start one of these next. Something way bigger, right? Or you just like doing the penny stack routine, so to speak. That's the idea, is that we're going to try to make you 3 times your money within 3 to 4 months with everything you get. That's our goal. And the fact that we have enough tools and we know what we're doing and we're tracking to be able to prove it, through the stack and ensure it, means it's just going to happen. So flood us with cash so we can build more, faster, larger, and we'll be able to cover all you guys all the sooner. I love it. I mean, this is still early in 2020, and the ground we've covered is just incredible. And the fact that everyone can get set free this year, really, we can do it. It is the biggest backlinking network. It's one of the biggest backlinking networks in the nation. And the fact that we can totally control it on a day-to-day basis, SEO-wise and growth, and the whole spread of industries times metro areas internationally is really amazing. All right.